was awesome. It didn't start off awesome because I woke up at 6 a.m. and I did, which is not really a problem. 6 a.m. is not that bad for me, but I didn't get the best sleep in the world. My neighbors were kind of doing upstairs neighbors things. And then for whatever reason, I was just tossing and turning. I don't know. Sometimes in the winter, it's hard to figure out the temperature with the heat and etc. But nonetheless, woke up, felt good enough. I knew once I got moving, it will make a difference, your sleep, in terms of the type of workout you can do, but to some extent you can mind over matter it, for at least a few sets. That's what I did. Just kind of pushed through, had some great sets of incline, did 2 plates for 10 reps, which is for sure a PR, at least in recent times. There might have been a time when I was younger where, in college or something, where I could do 225 for 10. But even if I could, it definitely was not much further beyond that. I doubt I ever got to 15 reps on incline. Incline was never something that I did often. There's maybe one point in time where I prioritized it for a few months. But it was just something that never felt all that comfortable for me. And I also never really cared about the aspect of, incline, is going to develop your upper chest. I didn't really care about that. As long as I was getting stronger and my chest overall was being developed, that's really all I cared about. So, and on top of that, it kind of didn't feel great for my shoulders for whatever reason. I don't know that I've changed my form too much, but something has happened. Something has happened where my shoulders are a non-issue. And it might just be how I've changed my training overall. I barely work out my shoulders anymore. At least, actually, I take that back. I do work out my shoulders, but I don't have a dedicated shoulder day. And even when I do train my shoulders, I'm not doing heavy upright presses, which I feel like every lifter comes to a time in their life where they realize that just fucking wrecks them. And I came to that conclusion long ago. I'll do some, I would do some standing shoulder presses with a dumbbell. Because that kind of helps you lower the weight, because the limiting factor ends up being your core and your stabilization more so than your shoulders. So instead of doing a seated press where you can just dig your feet and your back into the bench, and instead of being able to do I don't know, I could probably 100 pound dumbbells in each hand on that for a few reps. Instead of doing that, if I'm doing it standing, I can maybe get to 60, and that might be pushing it, probably more 50, 55 pounds. So, but anyways, completely changed my shoulder training, where I'm mostly doing lateral raises and stuff to hit my rear delts, front delts every once in a while, but that's more so for rehab reasons, more so than actually developing my front delts, because I think with bench press and incline and all those pressing movements, you're gonna have overdeveloped front delts. So really focusing on the side and the rear. But the shoulder feels great. Incline was amazing, 225 for 10 on the first set. Then the second set was I still did 9 reps. Third set I did 7 because I crushed myself on those first 2. So then before the fourth set, I took off a little extra time. Usually for a compound movement, I'll take about, depending on the movement, for bench press, it's probably about 3 to 4 minutes. Squat and deadlift is going to be closer to 4 to 5. And then incline, it's usually about 2 minutes. Because on incline, I'm not so focused on the strength aspect. But after I got 7 reps, I was like, all right, let me take a little extra time, because I really want to get at least 8 reps. So it took about, I think, 3 minutes off, maybe 3.5 between the third and the fourth set, and ended up getting, I think, 9 reps on that last set. So I feel really, really good about that. And by that point, my chest was fried. Cooked. Absolutely cooked. Went through the rest of the workout, and I cut it a little bit short. So usually I'll do chest and back, or actually just like pushing and pulling. So I'll add a little shoulders in there, usually just some lateral raises and some rear delt work. I still did my rear delt work. It was honestly a little bit half-assed. And then I just decided to skip the lateral raises. And this was partly because I was just dead. Like, I got through my back stuff. I was still feeling pretty good. And then I went to go do some flies. I was just fried. Like, every set had me huffing and puffing. My heart rate was up. I just couldn't recover in between sets. And then even when I would recover, like, I would do a set, and then again, I'm just like, my heart rate is going, I'm breathing heavy. I just felt not great. And so that's where that sleep comes to play. Like, for the first few sets, it's not really going to impact you too much, but then the longevity is just not going to be the same. So there's 2 things. 1, I didn't sleep great. 2, yesterday I worked out in the evening, so I didn't get to the gym until about a little up after 4, and then was finishing my workout like around 6. So it's not something that I used to think about too often, but I realize now, like, that workout timing is pretty important. Like, the difference between, had I gone in the morning yesterday, I would have been finishing my workout at 9 a.m. and instead I was finishing it at 6 p.m. So that difference of 9 hours for recovery time, like, that kind of, it does something. I don't know that it's like a 20% impact or anything like that, but I do know it's not 0. So whether it's 2%, 5%, 10%, I don't know, but it is something. And it probably depends on, like, the muscle groups that are being worked out. The fact that I squatted yesterday and did exclusively legs, like, I didn't do anything that would fatigue my chest and back, but I am fatiguing my just overall body, central nervous system, whatever. So couple that with the lack of sleep, and I just decided the lateral raises were not super important today. Let me just wrap this workout out, because I was happy with it. Like, if the incline presses didn't go that well and some of the back work was maybe lackluster, then maybe I forced myself to get in some additional sets, like just some jump volume. But I felt really good. Everything was, I was bringing it today. So yeah, I can skip some lateral raises. And you know what? And if I feel really guilty about it, I can do some lateral raises in my room. I got dumbbells. Yeah, I can after lunch, I can bang out 6 sets of lateral raises if I really want to, or I can do it tomorrow. So I'm not too stressed about it. But yeah, I felt good. I squatted yesterday for the first time. Didn't record any sets. Squatted yesterday for the first time, worked up, did 225, 275, 315, 345, all for sets of 5, all belted, no knee sleeves, felt great. 345 for 5 wasn't even, I mean, it was hard, don't get me wrong, but it was not, I don't know what I couldn't tell you what the RPE was. I'd say at worst, it was RPE 8. And at best, it was like RPE 6. So somewhere in there. Which is putting my max probably close to about 430 to 450. 420 to 450. So I'm happy about that, considering I haven't squatted in 3 weeks. And my lower back, like, no issues at all. I wasn't even really thinking about it, which is a good sign, because at its best, I just won't think about it. When it hurts, every movement, it's it's sending up signals to my brain. I get up, I go pee, lift up the lid, bending over hurts, washing my hands, like little shit like that was really killing me. So it's great that a day after squatting, and my legs are super sore. So it's not like I didn't put in work. My legs are killing me. My quads, my hamstrings are messed up. But my back is good. So looking good to be able to deadlift on Sunday and push it just a little bit harder than I did last week. Yeah. That's all I got. I think I'm going to just add my bench press footage into this video because I think all I had recorded was bench press. So I'm just going to add it. I don't even remember what I did. I worked up to 345 for a double. I'm just going to throw it in there. It's nothing special, but I'll throw it in there just so I have it, so I can delete that shit off my phone and just have the footage for the lead up to the beat. So yeah, I'm not saying peace anymore. Well, I might say peace, but I'm not sticking my fingers up. Till next time.